All right, gentlemen, a lot of guys spend years, maybe even a decade in the gym and still wonder why they're chopped. And it's because they have terrible fashion. And this is myself included. I'm not excluding myself from this. So if you lift weights, you bench 225, you've hit kind of the markers in terms of fitness that you've been looking for, and you still feel like you're missing something. I would argue that fashion is the next step. Fitness is just the gateway drug to fashion. At least it was for me. The thing that fashion and fitness both have in common is that it involves a man who at his core isn't satisfied with himself, with how he looks, and is searching for more, for one more vein, for one more outfit, one more jacket, one more pair of shoes, and there's always something missing. And so you do absolutely have to be careful about how you involve yourself in these arenas. But before we talk about the downfalls, the ways in which you can fly too close to the sun, let's go over the positive things first.
Yeah, boy.
So the gym obviously builds your frame. It builds your physique. It gives you physical presence. It improves your shoulder to waist ratio. It builds out kind of the girth that your body has. It improves your posture. And because you feel like you physically belong on this earth, it gives you more confidence. That just flows out. And it's hard to deny. And it also improves your proportions, regardless of kind of what genetics you're working with. So the gym builds the asset. It creates something from maybe nothing or close to nothing, but fashion and clothing and style is what shows it. And I'm not talking like sprayed on jeans and a t-shirt that is 3 sizes too small. I'm talking tasteful decisions, intentionality, and even maybe, dare I say, venturing into creating your own personal style. So why do most lifters dress bad? Hell, why do most men dress poorly?
Bruh.
We have the convenience of not caring and not putting as much time or attention into our aesthetics, especially when compared to our female counterparts. This month was International Women's Day. I'm a huge ally. So this is for my one female audience member on my channel. I appreciate you. But the issue is, as you see progress in the gym and as you improve your physique, you find yourself wearing stringers in the gym. And then you find yourself wearing tank tops out in public. And then you find yourself only wearing clothes that reveal your vastus medialis muscle or hug so tightly to the upper body that you just show your progress and physique. Because as you should be, you're proud of the work that you've done. Some guys kind of go to the opposite end of the spectrum. They don't understand fitment or fit, the kind of too loose variety. And so a lot of lifters spend all of their time, all of their attention and mental resources to building the body, but they never actually learn how to present it in the real world. Because life doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't happen inside of a gym, in the confines of a squat rack. It happens once you leave the gym. So when you look at clothes, when you look at models and the silhouettes that they were designed for, clothing was made for fit people. People were made to be fit. I will take it one step further. You look at our ancestors, you look at the Greeks, you look at kind of the way in which we were designed to interact with the world and our environment around us. We were made to be lean and to be athletic so that we can survive. Clothing, a necessary evil because of original sin, was made for those bodies. And so therefore the physique that lifters build is the ideal template that designers and clothes were made for. And a perfect example is kind of my story. I've been lifting for over a decade. My fashion was almost always an afterthought, but the only time I did put time and attention into my clothes and what I wore was, okay, does this show off my shoulders, my chest? Is this going to make my arms pop? That's kind of where I was going with clothes. But as I've kind of reached a new level when it comes to physique that I've never hit before, and I've hit a ratio of leanness to like having enough mass, my interest and desire to explore fashion, explore kind of men's style and figure out like what mine personally is, has linearly increased as my physique has improved. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case for every guy, but for every guy who is building their physique, if you have the wardrobe and the outfits and the style eye to pair with it, you're just gonna be awesome. We're not gonna go super crazy in depth today, but I just wanna like create the appetite. And so with that in mind, we're gonna talk about 3 simple rules for lifters to follow when it comes to thinking about fashion. Rule number 1 is to stop the extreme fits. So extremely baggy or extremely tight, landing somewhere in the middle. For me, I like to, sometimes when I think of and look at extremes, I like to almost pair one with the other in the same outfit sometimes. Thinking about like the barrel fit pants, whether that be very loose, flowy bottoms, whether that be very loose, flowy trousers or barrel fit jeans and denim. making sure that what you have on the upper part of your body is slimmer in nature. Rarely do I rely on just a simple tee that is very tight to kind of be the outfit. Now, as the months get warmer, that might be changing, that might be shifting, but one theme should play out, and that's just how you go with your fits, how your clothes hug your body, how they flow on you. Keep it reasonable. Rule number 2, this is huge. This is what will make or break a lot of your outfits, is show your shoulder structure through the shirts, the tops, and the jackets that you wear, making sure that they're not swallowing you up, making sure that they don't make your upper body look like SpongeBob. Bruh. You do still want to reveal the work that you've done in the gym, but just in a more subtle, a more tasteful, and a more like effortless way. And then rule number 3, prioritizing clean silhouettes when it comes to your clothes. So your body already did the hard work. You just need to do your best to, 1, not hide it by wearing too baggy of clothes, and 2, not make it look like that's all you are, that's all you care about, and wearing sprayed on shirts and pants. Making sure things are well fitted to you, taking it to a tailor if need be, and then playing with, even within the same outfit, with maybe one baggy item, one more fitted item. And for me, the way I like to do it is keeping the bottoms baggier because I skip legs, and keeping the tops a little bit more fitted because that's where all of my effort goes. And so in my opinion, when physique and style stand out, those two are just a deadly combo. And that's going to really be what kind of launches you. You can have a top 1%, 2% physique when it comes to the population. But if your fashion, if your style falls in the bottom 10% of other men, it's not really going to be maximizing all of the effort that you've built, that you've put in. So in order to truly looks max, you have to think about, I'm sorry, it's so cringe. You have to think about the fitness aspect and not neglect the fashion aspect. Basically, 2026 is just about being a very well-rounded man. If you fall too far behind in one area because you're putting too much bandwidth in a specific myopic area, I would just recommend maybe put one thing on coasting mode and start focusing your time and attention to another realm. So I'm excited. I would have gone a little bit crazier for the fit here in this video, but I don't want my jackets to smell like cigar smoke. And I really wanted a cigar. My last kind of bonus tip that is a pretty massive hack is potentially with the clothing items and the pieces that you pick, start a bit safer. For me, my style inspiration was James Bond, and then that started to blend over into, I'm Korean, so kind of Korean men's fashion and kind of the smart silhouettes that they have over there. But then I have become more experimental with the accessories that I leverage and how I accessorize. I think that's really where you can have a lot of fun and do a lot of things to make a boring minimalist fit into something very personal to you, very custom and very interesting. So when it comes to the necklaces that you wear, the earrings that you wear, whether or not you do wear earrings, the rings that you have, the things on your wrist, this is a fitness tracker obviously, but the watches that you have, the tattoos, I mean, those are literally accessories that you just can't take off. Wallet chains, belts, shoes, things that are more peripheral, hats. Accessorizing is a more advanced area that you should really kind of slow roll and not just dive headfirst into. I think that's where people get into trouble. So start with these 3 things and maybe add in one little accessory that you haven't been doing, that maybe you've been thinking about. Hope you guys found this video to be fun. I think it's a shorter one. I've been really getting into fashion, so I'm excited to maybe flesh out some of these ideas here on the channel in conjunction with how we build our physiques, build our mindsets, and become better men together. I hope that you guys learned something from this video. Hope that there's a nice, fun little takeaway for you here. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, I'd love to start a conversation with all of you. I love you guys. I hope you stay safe. God bless you and your families, and we will see you in the next video. I'm gonna finish the cigar, and yeah.